Over the years, the act of rape has been condemned across board by people, men, women, religious bodies, laws of our land. And it's so sad that we still see this act being perpetrated in our society. And recently, I found out that a lot of people do not even understand the act of rape fully. And today, I decided that we talk about it in a few minutes. My name is Sumibi Adebayo, and you are welcome to my lifestyle blog. Okay, so let's go. What is rape? According to the dictionary meaning of rape, rape is the penetration, no matter how slight, of the vagina or anus with any body part or object, or oral penetration by a sex organ of another person without the consent of the victim. Now, please note the word consent. Without consent, that means you have raped another individual. If you got consent, it's fine. Without consent, it is called rape. Now, we have different forms of rape. We have the forceful rape and we have the rape by coercion. Okay, so forceful rape is the normal rape that a lot of people know, the one that involves force, using force, eating the victim, making them bleed whatsoever, leaving them in pain, in serious pain and injury, and sometimes that could lead to murder of the victim. So that is forceful rape. That is the regular one that people know about and talk about. And again, the second form of rape is rape by coercion. What does it mean to coerce people into raping them or into sleeping with them? Okay, a lot of people do this, and it's sad that they don't even know that they do it. I call this an act of manipulation, like you manipulate the other person to sleep with you. Let's say, for example, a girl comes to your place to stay, probably your girlfriend or someone you've known or your friend comes around, and you ask them to have sex with you and they're saying no, they don't want to have sex, and you start trying to get them to have that sex with you after they have said no. If they have stood there on their word by saying no, and you're coming to say, oh, I'm your guy now, or I'm your boyfriend, why can't you have sex with me? I'm a guy, I need to have sex. You're trying to manipulate that person emotionally into sleeping with you. Under the law, it is rape. It can be termed rape, and you can go to jail for it. Your girl comes and she said no. After she has said no, you're still telling her, but I bought you a house yesterday, I got you a car yesterday, I'm supposed to have access to your body. You threaten them softly, like if you don't do this with me, I'm going to send you out in the middle of the night. You won't be able to sleep here all night. You threaten them to have sex with you, or you, in a way, you drug them. You give them alcohol to help them to loosen a bit, simply just because you want that person to have sex with you. Anything after no, it's not consent. Before we go into consent, because that's another aspect entirely, we're going to go into consent. Anything after no, it's not consent, and it is called rape by coercion. That means you're manipulating that person to sleep with you. You're giving that person no option, no alternative than to sleep with you. So it is called coercion, and it is wrong and unlawful. So if you're in the habit of doing this, maybe the person is your girlfriend, friends with benefits, or someone you met, or even it could be probably a prostitute you want to transact business with. It doesn't give you the full and total right over that person. Even if she says no, let her go. You cannot tell her, or at least I paid. Even if you paid that person, immediately she says no, let her no be no. No is no. Anything after no is no longer consent, and you're coercing that person, or you're forcing that person to have sex with you, and it is called rape. And it's unlawful and can send an individual to jail. I hope you understand that. Rape by coercion. Now, so what is consent? Consent means to give approval or to give permission. Consent means to give approval or to give permission. In this context, what we're talking about in the context of sex, consent means that I've given you permission over my body. Like, I want to have sex with you, and I'm saying yes. I've said yes, I want to be engaged in this act, in sexual acts with you. Now, again, can consent be withdrawn? Yes. I can tell you I want to have sex with you in the morning, and mid-morning I say I don't want to do it anymore. I have withdrawn my consent. Anything after that means rape. In the beginning of the act, you might even have started the sexual act, and during the act she says stop. Immediately she says stop. That means consent has been withdrawn, and what do you have to do? You stop. Anything after the word stop, anything after the word no is rape. A person might say, yes, okay, I want to have sex with you, and later on says, I don't want to do it anymore. You don't have the right to that. Even if the person is your girlfriend, it doesn't matter if you have been dating this person for, let's say you guys have been dating for 10 months, you have been dating for 5 years. The length of your relationship does not matter. At any point, if she withdraws consent and say, oh, I don't want to do this with you, you have to stop. If you don't stop, that means you have started the act of rape on that person, and you can be arrested or jailed for it. Don't say I spent money on her. She is my girlfriend. I've known her for long. She is my ex. I used to have access to her body. You used to have access to someone's body does not mean you should continue having access to that person's body. Immediately they withdraw consent. You do what? You stop. Anything after that is time rape. Now let me give you this practical example. Let's say you're going somewhere and you board a public transport. You consented to entering that public transport, and on your way you found that probably you forgot something at home, or you don't actually feel like going to that place anymore, and you tell the driver, excuse me, I want to alight from this bus. If they allow you to alight, then fine, they have accepted. If that person says no, you can't come down, how do you feel that they tell you no, you can't come down, when you know fully well that you're no longer interested in going to where you said you're going to, or there is something important that you really need to pick at home, then you have to go back? That is how consent works. If you're going to be angry that you're not allowing me to get down from this vehicle that I said I'm no longer going, then be rest assured that the person that you're forcing to continue to have sex with you is also angry that you're forcing me to continue after I said no, I am no longer doing. Oh, I need to stop. Okay, I feel so, stop. I don't want to do again, stop. Like I said, and I keep saying, I'll keep repeating it, anything after stop, anything after no is rape. So who can be raped? Anybody can be raped. Boy, girl, male, female, anybody can be raped. Anybody can be involved in the act of rape. Anybody can be raped. We've heard about boys being raped from childhood. We've heard about men being raped in prison cells and all, in prison. We've heard about men being raped in prison and all that. So anybody can be raped. Women are being raped. Babies are being raped. You're a young girl, people, hijabis, no matter what, anybody can be raped. Please take note. What do you do when you are raped? Try as much as possible to get the evidence to the police station. That means if you're a woman, you don't wash up, you quickly get yourself to the police station if you can. To get yourself to the clinic, make sure you get tested for any form of diseases so you can be clean. And 3, make sure if you find out that you cannot arrest the person who did this thing to you, try as much as possible to get them to confess, either on tape or through text messages. That can be used against them in the court of law. What are the causes of rape? Rapists. There is nothing like, oh, she was wearing a short skirt, or she was walking half naked, she wasn't covering up and all that. The cause, only and sole cause of rape, is a rapist. Do not let anybody blame you for being raped. It is not your fault that you are being raped. The only cause for rape is the rapist himself or herself or whoever. involved in that act. Finally, do not accuse anybody falsely of rape. This has destroyed so many people. Rape is not a feeling, it is an act. It is either you were raped or not. So be careful how you throw your accusations around. And again, I would say this because there is a slight line between victim shaming or victim blaming and telling people to be cautious. The world is vile. We would always have evil people around. We will always have bad people around us. So it is expedient. It is important that you are at the right place at the right time always. Be careful as you move around. Even though there are some people that are just so unfortunate, but we just have to keep encouraging ourselves to be careful, watch our environments, learn some defense lessons, how to defend yourself. As a lady, you might want to have the pepper spray, the pen knife with you at all times. As much as possible, let's be careful and be watchful of our environment. And finally, again, I'm going to say no to rape. It might be some minutes of enjoyment for you, but it's a lifetime of damage for the other person. You're putting another person in emotional trauma and lifetime trauma. So let us be careful and be wary of our actions. It goes a long way. It's not just that 5 minutes or that 10 minutes. And please, rape should not be used as a form of revenge on a woman or anybody. It's deadly, it's wicked to rape another person. It is sad to rape another person. Say no to rape. Bye.